I think. And so this will be the ending of just about a 2-month tournament. So it should be pretty good.
Been really hyped.
Oh, there we go. Woo! All right, here we go. So Stivity versus Dickhiskhan, 100%. Within 100%, that means that both players will have to collect all 100 jiggies, all 900 notes, and all 24 empty honeycombs. And then they'll have to beat Grentilda. So should be pretty fun.
So starting off here, they're gonna be roll fluttering, fastest form of movements.
Dick missing the first try backflip.
So gotta collect the honeycombs in Spiral Mountain before we head off to the first world.
Yeah, this is just basic movement, kind of a warm-up to most of the run. Just kind of practicing Banjo's basic mechanics. Nothing much really to screw up here besides the backflip and bottle skip, and we'll see bottle skip here in about 30 seconds. Yeah, guys, anything can happen. Even though it is Stiv, world record holder against Dick, like literally anything can happen. We've had some upsets already. We've had even top runners get PBs, like Dick could PB. Yeah, so, you know, still will be a pretty good race.
Where Stiv even almost lost the last race he had. Arb almost caught up to him at the end.
That's right. So, Stivity making his way over to the bridge now. Collywobble just barely not getting in the way. He's going to be going for bottle skip, which is where we just land on the very edge of Spiral Mountain, just to make sure that we don't trigger Bottle's text, and we jump over him onto the bridge. He gets it successfully.
Very nice.
Dick also getting it as well, and now both players are making their way to Mumbo's Mountain, first level.
Alright, so as most of you guys saw right before the race, Dickhiskhan was in Furnace Fun. Stiv also did this prior to the stream starting. What they were doing was setting up a glitch called Furnace Fun Moves. This is a glitch where if you game over in a Furnace Fun mini game, you can't, the moves bit field where the moves are stored in memory doesn't get cleared for that file. So next time you play a game, if you don't reset your console, it will transfer those moves over to a new file if you enter a layer loading zone, since the game still thinks you haven't finished Furnace Fun or left. So by doing this, they can have starting with moves when they enter Mumbo's Mountain like this. So as you see, they have Talon Trot right away, starting with fast movements and better routing for all the levels. However, there are a few moves we do not learn, such as eggs, feathers, and gold feathers, since we want the refills from bottles. And we'll talk about that more later.
Alright, so Stivity making his way into Ticker's Tower. Normally you'd have to do this area as the Mumbo transformation of the termite, but with talent trots and with slope resets, we're able to get to the top. Cole, do you want to kind of talk about slope resetting?
So every time you go onto a non-climbable slope, the game has a timer that goes off once Banjo goes over it. It's about 1 second, so if you're over that slope for 1 second, you'll start sliding down. So if you jump onto it, jump off, back over flat grounds, it'll reset the timer, allowing you to climb those slopes.
Yeah, really useful. We're going to be using it multiple times in the run. Obviously, Ticker's Tower is probably the most useful part of it. So, just collecting notes, moving around Mumbo's Mountain. Mumbo's Mountain really is just about kind of basic movement with Talon Trot. There is a couple tricks within the level, but mostly it's just about how quickly can you pick up these notes, how quickly can you get through each section. Stivity coming down to Conga. Conga was beating his chest, so he's got to wait a little bit for this orange switch. Dick about to come down to Conga as well. And Dick did not have Conga beating his chest, so he'll be getting through the orange switches just a little bit faster.
But he misses one of the orange throws. Has to go back for it. I will. Yeah, we didn't introduce ourselves. I am Captain Cole.
And I am Secret Humor Man. And we'll be bringing you the coverage of the grand finals here. This is just a best of one. Whoever wins this match wins the whole thing.
So as they shoot conga here, they are climbing these platforms on the side to get a little bit more distance in between shots. For the most part, Banjo-Kazooie is just a whole lot of optimized movement. Not too many big tricks. So it's all about who has the most skill and movement.
Alright, so Stivity done with the conga section. Dick just about finishing it up here with this last jiggy grab. And Stivity's making his way back over to Juju area. Oop, accidentally gets tagged by a termite there. He's going to go into Mumbo's hut to pick up some remaining notes before coming back out for Juju. And it's really important that when both players go into Mumbo's hut here for the first time, we don't want to wake up Mumbo. That's just extra text that we don't need because we're not actually transforming. So they're being very sneaky with maneuvering their way in and out of the poles to pick up the notes, making sure that they don't wake them up.
So Juju can be a little tricky. You have to time your shots because he can lag. And sometimes, even if you shoot straight into him, it doesn't register.
Yeah, it's the tricky one when the second head drops. That's the one that can kind of not register his hitbox immediately. So some players, they'll wait a frame or two before shooting an egg. Some just shoot multiple eggs. We saw Dick shoot multiple eggs. So Stivity just about one jiggy grab ahead of Dick at the moment. Stiv's going to be going for the 10th jiggy here with Blue Jinjo skip. And I guess, do we want to kind of talk about the jiggy dances and how we can avoid some of those?
So in this game, every time you pick up a jiggy, Banjo does a little jiggy jig, and he'll dance for around 4 seconds. And then if you pick up the 10th jiggy in the level, he'll dance for around like 8 seconds. So that's slow. So we want to skip as many of these as possible. And one of the ways we can do this is what we just saw was being in water. So if we can, as that jiggy spawns, jump with it off the ledge and into the water so it skips that dance. Another way to skip dances is being in flight, or using the shoes, or being transformed. And you'll see us try to skip as many dances as possible.
Yeah. So Dick picking up the Witch Switch Jiggy on top of the mountain there. He's just about 13 seconds behind Stivity. Not too bad out of the first level. Stivity had a really good Mumbo's Mountain just with a slow conga, but other than that, finishing with a 728, I believe. And Dick right behind him with a 741. So both players still with very good Mumbo's Mountains. They're going to be making their way into kind of the early run killer of the game, Treasure Trove Cove. And I'm sure Cole can talk a little bit more about that since Cole was one of the creators of the TTC route.
So coming up here, Treasure Trove Cove, it's hard because we got a bunch of flying sections. And in flying, you have a whole bunch of movement that needs to be precisely done in order to collect a bunch of things while staying in flight without landing. So there's around 3 main flying sections, and hopefully they will collect everything and not land.
Yeah, so like Cole was saying earlier, the reason we're collecting a lot of that stuff in flight is to skip the dances, which just obviously makes the whole game faster. So that's what they'll be doing. So Stivity actually going for the safe dive on the Blue Jinjo, not wanting to risk not picking it up with the Flutterfall. We'll see if Dick does the same. The swim is a little bit slower, but it's obviously way more consistent. Dick choosing to go for the flutter.
You can get yourself stuck on a ledge right there, and you'll build up some vertical velocity, and then it'll send you deeper into the water so you can grab that Jinjo. It saves about a second over diving into the water.
Yeah,
so Dick's making that comeback.
Yeah, he's making that sick comeback already. All right, so Stivity going up to talk to Bottles. Again, like we said, we almost learn all of the moves in the game. We don't learn eggs, flying, or gold feathers because we want Bottles to kind of refill our resources. And as you just saw, Stivity picks up 25 red feathers just from talking to Bottles. Dick about to do the same.
25 is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We need those.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So right here, you can see Dick just did a quick dive, and if you slide off the ground while leaving Talon Trots, you will continue your leaving Talon Trot animation as you fall into the water. And so you will not start swimming until that animation ends, allowing you to dive deeper down into water. And we'll be using that quite a bit.
Stivity in the first flying section, going to try to maneuver his way here. He picks up the first note and rotates. He's going to try to pick up this Jiggy in the lockup without landing. Manages to grab it. Good. Dick about to enter the flight section as well.
And so you're actually able to learn Beak Bomb without ever learning Flight, so we have that move also. That makes TTC really fast in flying sections. And allows for some interesting routing.
Oh man, I thought Dick landed in the chest for a second. He just wasn't coming out as quick as I thought he would, but he manages to get out. Stivity climbing the stairs and about to do another quick dive. And again, a quick dive is just kind of a way of getting to the bottom of a pool or a body of water quicker, so that we don't have to swim and dive all the way down. Ooh, Stivity kind of screwing up some movement there, gets hit by the crab.
As Smasher would say, you're a bad runner if you get hit by the crab.
Yeah.
It's what separates the good players from the bad.
All right, so Stivity entering the second flying section here. He's going to try to pick up this alcove Jiggy and stay in flight so that he can pick up this Jinjo and Beak Bomb all the way to the top of the lighthouse.
Very nice.
Pretty well, yeah. Dick doing the same here, picking up the alcove Jiggy. Also doing the same. Goes a little high on this Beak Bomb, but not too bad. Yeah, so Dick still about 13 to 14 seconds behind Stivity.
Oh, Stiv misses the quick dive to the honeycomb.
Ooh, misses the quick
Now
dive.
he's
Good
getting
hit a lot.
destroyed by Snacker. I'm glad.
Oh, man.
He must be happy that he didn't take extra damage from that fall from the yellow ginger there. He would be dead.
Man, he's gonna go for this. So 2 health going for Nipper Skip here. Little scary, but jumps in, takes 1 damage. Manages to kill him before dying. So Stiv's got to be really careful inside the crab here, making sure that he does not die to the 2 snippets inside. Dick's going to have to be safe as well because he's only got 2 health. So Stiv's really making sure that they charge him. Yeah, being super safe.
So
Dick goes for the jump.
He's fine.
So Stiv a little yellow there, rolls out of the way. And man, wow, and look at that. Just like that, Dick is just right behind Stivity now with that extra damage. So both players going to be going for the rat-a-tat wrap off the top of the tree here. Hopefully both runners get it on the first try.
Saves about half a second over using the shock spring pad.
There you go. Both players get it. Woo! It's a race now, suckers. Yeah, this is why we call TTC kind of the run killer. There's a lot of things that can kind of screw up a runner, kind of tilt your mentality. We got Leaky Skip coming up here. Is able to get it
anymore.
There you go. Also, Dick able to get it. All right, and now both players have to enter the third and final flying section, often criticized as the hardest flying section here.
So they've got to collect a bunch of notes, Jinjos, Jiggies, and honeycombs in this flying section. They're going to try to Beak Bomb through this Jinjo and grab the honeycomb in one thing. Very nice. Stiv gets it. Dick just barely
misses. Yep. Staying in flight inside the second alcove here so that they can pick up the Jinjo Jiggy in flight. Dick and Stiv managing to get that one as well. Stiv just one Jiggy grab ahead of Dick.
They both did that fairly well.
Stiv inside the lockup, making sure not to take extra damage while he's inside of it. Dick accidentally takes the damage coming out of the lockup, so he's going to probably have to grab an extra one from this crab.
It's not that big of a problem.
Yeah, not too bad. You can actually pick it up before you grab the Jiggy. Yeah.
So we want to be at about 2 health here, so we can set up a death warp. And so in this game, we want to lead the level as fast as possible once we've collected everything. So we're gonna just die after we collect everything to get back to the entrance as fast as possible. And I don't think we mentioned this though, but a death in this game, if you die, you lose all note progress that you've made in the level. So if you don't collect all 100 notes or all the Jinjos, you'll lose that progress and have to recollect all of them again.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing that's caused a lot of the upsets in this tournament, because if you lose that note progress, like Cole said, you got to recollect everything. The good news is that a death warp does bring you all the way back to the beginning of the level. So we're going to see that quite often from these players. They're not going to want to run all the way back to the beginning of the level. They're just going to try to die once they get all of their collectibles. That way they go back to the beginning of the level via the warp. So Dick's still not too behind Stivity, still holding on in terms of his pace.
Okay, so in here, they're activating this cauldron because we're gonna use it to warp later.
Yep. And you'll probably also notice, guys, that these guys are picking up a bunch of Mumbo tokens. And the reason they're picking up the Mumbo tokens is even though we don't have to collect all of them, we do have to collect 70 of them throughout the course of the run in order to transform into 4 of the Mumbo transformations. The only one we skip is the Termite, but they will have to turn into all of the other 4 transformations in order to get all 100 Jiggies. So
this is Clankers Cavern. This is a level that's mostly based upon cycles. These cycles are Clanker moving up and down, and you doing different things that require him to be on different movement cycles.
Yep.
And so right here, they're trying to make the fastest cycle by doing the as best movement as possible here. Where Dick even skipped that Mumbo token up at the top there, just to make sure he makes the cycle. Because if you miss a cycle, it can be around 8 to 10 seconds lost.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of runners start to do that recently, just kind of skipping over that Mumbo token, grabbing a new one later.
Yeah, so if just making that cycle but skipping that token will save you around 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So Stiv here making that fast cycle, you can tell by we're putting that bubble right there.
We'll see if Dick does the same. Looks like he's going to make it as well. The bubble's starting to rise.
No, he didn't get it.
Oh, he gets fake bubble.
Alright, so Dick's going to be a cycle behind Stiv now.
So, still a faster cycle than the beginner cycle, but yeah, again, losing just about 8 seconds or so to Stivity with this cycle. Thank you, Benja. I appreciate it, dude. So yeah, a lot of cycles here that players will have to make. It's not just over since they're done with the bubbles. We'll see a lot of cycles that these players have to make throughout the continuation of this level. Stiv swimming through the chains here to get to the blue Jinjo on the other side. And if Stiv swam in the proper timing, he should be able to knock out this gold tooth as soon as it surfaces, and he gets it.
Very nice.
It's the 2
Makes that
cycle.
cycle.
That's really good. So we'll see where Dick is. Dick just barely missing the first one, but he's going to get the second one just fine.
So coming up next are the rings inside Clanker. This is a fun mini game that tests your skill and how fast you can get these rings. Let's see what these runners get.
22 is kind of the new time to go for. Stiv getting the second jump off the ring. That one's probably the trickiest one, is landing in the middle of that ring. And Stiv managing to get a 22.
Very nice.
Looks like Dick's going to get it as well. He made the jump.
This will be close.
This will be close for Dick. Gets a 21. Yeah, very close.
So coming up here, Stiv's about to do something called a bolt jump. This will allow him to get a cycle that's really fast. And by jumping from all the way up here very precisely to this pole with notes on it.
Gets on top of it with the ground pound. So now Stiv's on a race against the clock, basically. He's got to nail all this movement for the next about 30 to 40 seconds in order to get inside Clanker right when the bolt releases upwards. So if he were to miss any of this, he would miss that cycle.
Well, yeah, just messing up like one form of movement like for a second, I'll actually lose in 8 seconds.
Ooh, and Dick actually misses both cycles there. He ground pounded in the water a little bit too late, which makes you miss the fin cycle. If Dick had just fallen off the pole there and had fluttered into the water rather than ground pounded, he still would have made the fin cycle. But unfortunately, he just ground pounded a little too late. I think his nerves got a little to him, and he's going to lose another cycle against Stiv here. So Stiv able to make that cycle, jumps in right as the bolt releases up top. Dick gets the honeycomb backflip on a good part. Ooh, and Dick manages to get the midair jump.
That's some swag right there. So at the end of your slide, you have 1 frame to press A to jump again in the air if you slide off of something. So it's a pretty hard trick to do. Right there is basically just for swag. Doesn't save any time. It's really cool that he showed that off.
Yeah, that is frame perfect, so it is really cool to see it in a run. So you'll notice Stivity's not taking any damage from the saw blades. If you actually walk along that texture with the crease in the ground, you won't take any damage from the saw blades. Just kind of a dead zone that the developers didn't look over. Dick about to enter the room with bottles as well now. And this will be the last bottles move that we pick up during the run, so we won't be talking to bottles ever again.
Dang, Bottles is my favorite character.
Well, spoiler alert, your favorite character dies in the next game. Rest in peace, Bottles.
Dang.
And we get Jamjar's worst brother.
You mean best brother?
Yeah. Yeah, Jamjar's.
So, they're almost done with Clankers here. I don't need to make any more cycles.
Yep.
However, there's snippets here. These muty snippets.
Muty snippets. And the thing with muty snippets is we want to kill them fast, but we also want to kill them with enough time to give the player the movement up to where the Jiggy spawns. Because if we are able to get underneath the Jiggy when it spawns, that'll save us about 3 seconds. Stiv misses it there. Just not able to get up onto the ramp in time. So that loses about 2 seconds. And now Stivity is going to enter the final section of Clankers here. He's going to do the entire rest of the level underwater so that Banjo drowns. And that'll be the death warp that brings him back to the beginning of the level. So Dick, with a little better luck on the spawns of the Muty Snippets, is able to get up there, grabs the Jiggy as it spawns. And now he'll be entering the swimming section.
Yeah, so swimming is slow and fun.
Yeah. We'll take a couple donation readings. All right, so Stiv grabs the last honeycomb. He can just kind of chill right now while he waits for the drowning animation to happen. And he is all done with Clankers. 26:01 Clanker time for Stivity. This category is very competitive. We have over 200 runners. Not 200 active runners, but it still is a very, very active, competitive category.
Just Stiv's way far ahead at the top.
Yes.
It's super competitive for all the places below that. Hoping someone someday reaches Stiv level to compete with him.
Yep.
That could be you.
Couple people getting close, but still have to kind of put in the work to get up to Stiv level. So, Dick down to just about a 37-second loss behind Stivity. Still not terrible. You know, anything could happen. A little bit more significant than 13 seconds, but both players are out of the early game with very little major mistakes. And now we're kind of entering the mid-game of Bubble Gloop Swamp, Gobi's Valley, and Mad Monster Mansion. And I don't know, nothing too much to say at this point in time. We're going to have a lot of lair movement where these guys are kind of traversing into the midsection of the lair, opening up node doors and opening up the rest of the puzzles here before entering Bubble Gloop Swamp. And Bubble Gloop Swamp in itself is a pretty boring level. Not really a lot of tricks, just kind of basic movement. Yeah, we call that difference standards. Banjo-Kazooie runners have low standards. So Stivity opening up Free ZZ Peak before he makes his way to Bubble Gloop. Normally you would have to use the wading boots to get back to this area, but if you jump off of these little miniature slopes, you can do that slope reset that we were talking about earlier and avoid jumping in the swamp with the piranhas.
We jump it in anyways because it's faster.
Yeah. And what is it called? I guess Stivity deciding not to refill on the beehive, so kind of doing the new Bubble Gloop health management route. We'll see if Dick decides to do the same. This is a little bit more of a risky route, but I do believe that it was timed to be a tad faster than hitting the beehive. Although technically, if I recall correctly, Cole, I think you did the timings on this. Isn't it faster to gold feather through the swamp to save health? Or has that been null and void?
That was like old.
That was forever ago. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so Dick deciding not to do the beehive either, so he's going to be doing the same health management as Stivity. And the Bubble Gloop Swamp, we say it's kind of boring because the route is really depicted by the croctuses, these little alligators that these guys are shooting eggs into. Kind of designs where these guys have to go. So there isn't a lot of creativity with the bubble gloop route, unfortunately.
Sucks.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe somebody finds early Croctus.
So Stiv just has to be careful not to fall off here, because he'll die if he falls.
Yeah, they talk to bottles and clankers because gold feathers are a faster way of doing certain jiggies. We're about to see Stivity use gold feathers here to kill all the flibbits really quickly.
Well, they talk to him in Clankers because you can't learn gold feathers without knowing flight because you can't get to that room. So if we want to use them in the run, we have to learn them in the run.
So Dick missed the Croctus cycle there, just a little bit behind. Stivity making his way up to mud huts. Now, normally you'd have to ground pound these mud huts in order to get to the shock spring pad underneath. But if you actually do kind of a precise jump from the middle of the mud huts, you're able to just climb up to the next platform without smashing them. Most runners do choose to smash the second to last mud hut, though, because that jump is very, very difficult.
So right here, Stiv's shooting an egg into the Croctus and then rolling down to hit the witch switch. This will overlap the cutscene, saving a few seconds.
Yep. And Stivity just kind of misreading his jump there, doesn't quite make it to the top of the mud hut, so loses just a little fraction of a time, but nothing too major. Making his way now to the back of the big croc. Yeah, I don't know. Mud huts is always something that I think is pretty impressive when done well. Stivity also, Dick also managing to get the cutscene skip, saving that time. And pretty soon we're coming up onto kind of the biggest RNG factor in this game, or at least one of the RNG factors, and that's going to be turtles in Tank Tup when Stivity does the choir song.
So, interesting feature in this game is that the game stops your movements in a cutscene. However, if you get hit by something during that cutscene, like an enemy hits you or something, or you fall on something that bounces you, you'll regain control movements during that cutscene. So the camera will be still fixed in that cutscene, but Banjo can move around. And so we'll be seeing them do a little time save here inside of Tip Tup, or Tank Tup, doing the Tip Tup minigame.
Yeah, so we're going to see Stivity's going to trigger the Tip Tup cutscene, and he's going to cancel text and then take damage. Well, he doesn't take damage.
You bounce off of him.
He bounces off, yeah. And so he's able to actually smash these turtles while Tip Tup's giving him the code. Unfortunately, we can't do it for the other phases because we're nowhere near Tip Tup, and it does freeze our movement. But by the way, guys, if you're just joining us here on Speed Gaming, I'm Secret Humor Man. I'm joined by Captain Cole. We're bringing you the final match of the Banjo-Kazooie 100% tournament between the world record holder Stivitybobo and 7th place runner Dickhiskhan. Should be a lot of fun. Oh man, did you see freaking Dick got the rocket jump there on the turtle? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, if you ground pound at the correct time as a cutscene is starting, Banjo will just get launched upwards.
Yeah.
And so there's a few places runners just try to do it for fun.
Dick having a little bit of trouble on these turtles. They're not really cooperating. So Stiv is all done with turtles. He's going to be making his way over to the last section of Bubble Gloop, where we will be turning into the first Mumbo transformation.
So they have to make their way through this quote-unquote maze here. Which they're at the start gonna use the boots to save on health, but then they're gonna jump through it without it, the boots, taking some damage because it's a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's why Bubble Gloop is all about health management. You see Stivity going down to 3 health now, which is perfect for getting through the last section of the swamp here. We want to get as close to 1 health as possible because that makes death warping a lot faster at the end of Bubble Gloop. And Stivity just about to talk to Mumbo, turn into the first transformation of the game, the Gator. And we have to turn into the Gator because we have to race against Mr. Vile, which is one of the reasons why Bubble Gloop is one of the longer levels. You have to do 3 rounds of Mr. Vile. And then Dickhiskhan getting a weird angle on this Jiggy, but I guess this is how he does it.
And so when transforming in this game, there is a small chance that Mumbo will fail the transformation by transforming you either into a washing machine or attempting to transform you into a T-Rex. And if this happens, it's RNG, and it can actually lose some time.
Luckily, that doesn't happen too often. Wishy-Washy is a pretty low percentage, and then T-Rexing is even lower than that. But we have seen it happen in the tournament. Somebody did get a T-Rex in the tournament, and we've seen multiple Wishy-Washys, actually. Percentage chance of Wishy-Washy, if I recall correctly, is 3%.
It's like,
or 7%. It's like,
oh,
it's below 10%, if I recall correctly.
like a 2 or 3% chance.
Okay. And then T-Rexing is below 1% chance. It's
Yes.
like a 0.3% chance of happening. Both the T-Rex and the laundry machine make it into Banjo-Tooie.
The superior Banjo game.
Yeah, the superior Banjo game.
So, Vile here is just a mini game where you have to eat more stuff than Vile. So, in the first 2 rounds, you just have to collect as many Yumblies as you can. And second round, introduce Grumblies that you don't want to eat. Third round introduces a switching mechanic. Every 10 seconds, it'll switch between Yumblies and Grumblies that you have to eat. However, since we have Furnace Fun moves, we can use the speed shoes in the back of the playing field, which makes this really easy to do.
Yeah, so the trick here with staying on top of Mr. Vile is just to kind of eat the ones that he's going to eat. If you do that, then there's no way that he can get ahead of you. Stivity almost getting an extra life there. If you get 35 or more in the Vile game, the game awards you with an extra life.
So an easy strat to just how to always win Vile for all you guys out there is pay attention to where Vile is and eat the ones that are in front of Vile. So just follow him around and eat what he's eating. so keeps him from getting any points.
Yeah, I don't know if that was explained thoroughly. When Mumbo transforms you into the T-Rex, he actually just says, "Oh, my magic screwed up. I'll save it for the next game." So he doesn't actually. You don't actually see the T-Rex
say that.
in this
I
game.
said he fails the transform.
Oh, did you say that? Okay.
Wow, people aren't listening.
People in chat getting confused. No worries though. There's a lot to watch. And a lot still more to go. So we're about 40 minutes into the race. Yeah, Dick just about a minute or so behind Stivity at this point. Just one round of Vile behind. But plenty more of game to go. I mean, we're not even to the harder levels yet with the harder strats. There's still plenty of ways for either of these runners to fall into the dark depths of Banjo-Kazooie mistakes. So,
and we've got Gobi's Valley coming up next.
Yep.
Very
Gobi's
easy
Valley.
level to just lose 30 seconds here and there.
Yeah, Gobi's Valley is appropriately titled by many runners the place where dreams go to die, because there's just so many things in Gobi's that can really screw you up. So, Dick death warping as the croc to jump back. Oh, did I say Dick? Yeah, I meant Stiv. Sorry. Is the T-Rex or the washing machine screw up more time-wise? I think both have pretty similar text boxes.
Yeah.
They're both around the same time loss, if it happens. Around 7 to 8 seconds.
And right there, you can just take that shock spring pad to jump onto Grunny's hand to get up to this Jiggy. In a way that it wasn't intended to be used. Dick now finishing Bubble Swamp.
And if I recall correctly, I think Dick is ahead of PB right now.
Is he?
I never saw his timer turn red, so he's either really, really close to not, or he actually is ahead of time. So, even if Dick doesn't win, you know, Dick could get a big PB here, could, you know, jump up a couple spots. We had Arb went from 7th to 4th with his race against Stivity, so we could see that same thing happen for Dickhiskhan, depending on how well he does. Yeah, chat says he's 2 seconds ahead of PB. So.
Oh, baby, 2 seconds. It's the run.
Not too bad.
Everybody go in the Dickhiskhan's chat and say PB is pretty much guaranteed at this point.
Just one good run.
So, next level is Gobi's Valley, because we need enough notes. And we have to do layer stuff in the correct order, so we're skipping Freezy Z Peak for now.
Yeah, so normally Freezy Z Peak would be the intended 5th level of the game. We're not actually going to do Freezy Z Peak until the 7th level of the game. So we're going to do Gobi's, we're going to do Mad Monster Mansion, and then we'll do Freezy Z Peak. We do this in that order because both the Free ZZ Witch Switch Jiggy and the Mad Monster Mansion Witch Switch Jiggy are collected in flight, and we want to be able to do all of that within one section. So, I guess, do we want to just kind of talk about everything that we have to deal with in Gobi's now that Stivity has entered? What's the first thing we're going to be looking for here, Cole?
So we can just get these speed shoes right away. And we're going to take them up, we'll jump through this ring. They're called the Ancient Ones.
Ooh, he gets swaggering!
So these rings, the first one always spawns right where he went through right there, and then the next one's random. So it was RNG that the next ring spawned right there, actually saving some time for Stiv there.
Yeah,
So
swaggering is the... Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Every time you go through a loading zone, the rings reset, meaning that it'll go back to the default first position, and so we're going to be going through that ring a lot of times.
Yeah, so there's 5 positions that the rings can spawn at, but that's the only one that actually saves time, second. And right now we see Stivity going for Gobi Clip, gets it on the second try. Just kind of a weak seam there that you can beak barge through in order to get out of bounds. That way you don't have to shoot eggs into Jinxie's nose. I can't remember how much time Gobi Clip actually saves.
Like 17 seconds first try.
All right,
And
so
then it goes down after more times you do it.
Yeah, so Dick not getting swaggering, just has to jump to the back of the boots. So Dick going for Gobi Clip now as Stivity exits.
So Stiv's gonna manipulate his camera here because this ring doesn't start the rise until it's on screen, so he can just get on into it.
Dick struggling with Gobi Clip here. He's got to get inside soon.
Oh no, is he going for it? Oh.
Dick decides to die for it, so definitely going to lose some time now. That's the first death of the run. He's got to collect all these notes, and he's got to go through the Ancients again.
I'm surprised he just let himself die there instead of feathering.
I am surprised, but, Dick has known to be stubborn when it comes to the runs. Not getting swaggering again, so he will have to, he'll have to go for it again. I wonder if he's going to try to do it again this time. Could just be a faulty angle. Could have just been where he was trying to beak barge in, but yeah, that is going to lose him a lot of time significantly against Stiv. And he's walking over there. It looks like he might try to go for it again. Yep, he definitely is going for it again. The angles again. He's going to see if he can get the beak barge in. And I don't know. Doesn't look like he seems very comfortable with it right now. Almost clips in right there, but gets pushed out by the texture. There we go. He finally gets it. All right. So a little low on health, but he does manage to finally get inside with Gobi Clip. Yeah, this is a best of one, so, Stiv has kind of played it safe, doing a little bit of slower strats, but just kind of takes a consistent, safe lead here over Dick. Whereas Dick kind of probably has to feel like he has to YOLO in this race in order to possibly beat Stiv, and unfortunately, just kind of YOLOing the Gobi Clip didn't quite work for him, so. Maybe
Stiv will just fall down and like Hawkwood.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of ways where people can die. I mean, Stivity could die in engine room. We saw Stivity do that a couple times against Arb, so anything could still happen. So Stivity going for grab a skip here. If you want to talk about that really quick, Cole, just to do it successfully.
Just beak bomb into the Jiggy. It's a fast enough movement that you'll grab the Jiggy and stay in flight.
All right, so Dick going for the backup ancient here by the pyramid. Not too bad. And now we see Stivity climbing to the top of Ruby's pyramid. Grab the Jiggy. And if I recall correctly, this will be the last time that Stivity has to pass through the Ancient.
Yes.
Because this will be his 5th time. So he just keeps his camera lined up until it spawns, and then he's able to just sit on it as it rises up. So Ancient Jiggy spawn for Stivity. and he'll be making his way over to the cactus now to pick up a honeycomb. And free Gobi.
You can actually get this honeycomb the intended way in flight. For the longest time, everybody wanted to do some cool damage boost up there.
Yeah, off of a Slappa.
And then we're also able to do a beak bomb into Gobi's rock here, breaking it. Then you can stay in flight if you're at the right angle, pick up the Jiggy and skip the dance. Fly right over to these shoes.
Yep. Alright, so Stivity's going to be making his way to the top of the water pyramid now. Interesting fact about this timer is that it's actually not connected to the hourglass. If you were to pause the game and keep the timer at the same time, the game would actually still keep going and would shut the door. So you could have like 5 seconds left on the clock and the door would still be shut. So Stivity's going to go down to the bottom of the pool, grab the Jiggy, which will drain the pyramid. Yes,
Ooh.
Dick is really behind now with these mistakes. Accidentally lands on the top of the ring, and the ring actually doesn't register, so he's got to go through it again.
This is what we were talking about. It's just really easy to mess up in Gobies and just lose a bunch of time.
Yep.
Just all over the place. Oh, I saw that coming.
Yeah. Oh, man.
No, Dick, please.
Oh, is Dick actually going to forfeit? I think he's done.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
I think Dick's done.
So Dick forfeits. That might be the end of this run now. I'm not sure what to say here. Yeah, I just think, dying once and, he lands. I almost thought he was going to soft lock on the tree there. I know that's what you were watching out for too, Cole.
Yeah.
And he just instead bonks off the tree but lands. And he just, I guess he just didn't feel like continuing. Just felt like he was too far below. So with that, really all Stivity has to do is finish. And if Stivity finishes, he'll be the winner of the grand finals. So kind of buzzkill, but what can you say? Like we said, Gobies is really the place where dreams go to die. A lot of things that can screw up in Gobies, and Dick with the failing on the Gobi clip the first time around, and then just kind of having some weak flying sections, it was just enough to kind of push him over the edge. So.
And with deaths in this game, it's just a really big time loss. It's just so easy to just lose so much time. It would have been really hard for Dick to come back.
Yeah. So, yeah. Obviously, I'm sure that Stiv can see that Dick forfeited via the IRC channel, so I'm sure that Stiv knows as long as he finishes, he will take home the grand finals.
So we can use the shoes here to skip some more dances right at the end of the level.
Yep.
Get the ring Jiggy at the top there that we spawned.
Yeah, if Stivity was to forfeit, we would have to reset and do another grand finals match at a future time and date, but I'm going to be honest and say that I don't see that happening, so.
Div actually has a lot more health than he's supposed to have in the sand here. He had to take some extra damage on his death warp.
Stivity did something extremely hard RTA and they didn't mention it. What did he do? That I missed? I don't even know what he could have done. Cole, do you know? Did he do the Gobi? Did he do the Gobi ground pound onto the?
The maze skip's easy.
Oh, maze timer skip. That's not hard to do. RTA. Hello?
It's hard to do fast. You just have to jump at a certain angle, and you'll skip the timer.
So Dick turning on his N64 again. I'm not sure. He grabs the lair Jiggy right now, so he won't have to get it after the reset. But unfortunately, Gobi's is really like right in the middle of the lair with no cauldron warps activated. He's got to just talent trot all the way back there. A lot of people go for that trick pixel. It's just that a lot of people are unable to do it fast, so they don't take the time to set it up. It's not hard, though, to skip the maze timer. Even though Dick turns on his N64, he will still have FFM turned on to the file. If I recall correctly. Yeah, the moves
were saved to the file when the game saves.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So this is a long swimming section here. The Go Open Mad Monster Mansion. Which is the next level that we will be doing.
So good on Dick for still joining, giving the viewers something to look at, you know?
That hot Gobi clip that time.
Yeah, got a nice second try Gobi clip. The man of the people. A great way to say it. And you know what? Like, even though he's almost a full level behind at this point, there's still really anything that can happen. I mean, Stivity could die in winter. Stivity's managed to do that before. Have to do all of Quick Hawkwood again. But he is heavily behind. Yeah, almost 10 minutes behind, I believe. So, Stivity in Mad Monster Mansion now. Nice quick level with a lot of fast movement. It's going to be going in and out of these rooms of the mansion as fast as possible, picking up all the collectibles. And Stivity, Dick's got to be careful here. Not to die to the scaby.
So Mad Monster Mansion has just a bunch of little rooms that you have to go in and out of.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to think of when Dick died. I think Dick died almost that exact same way in Gobi's earlier in the tournament, either against Pixel or RPG, where he did that same thing where he bonked on the tree and landed in the sand, and it killed him because he didn't have enough health to get out.
That's a Stiv here, entering the mansion from the chimney. Try to do Napper Skip.
Yeah, so normally you just walk into Napper here to pick up the Jiggy. But
and he gets it.
if you activate flight while picking up the Jiggy, you can manage to skip the Jiggy dance.
So you have to back yourself into the position very precisely.
All right, so Dick going for grab a skip now. Manages to grab it with the beak bomb. Stivity making his way through the hedge maze. He'll be coming up to Hive Jump in order to escape the hedge maze.
So now, from right out of the maze pots, gonna try to not get hit by enemies' grades while putting eggs in pots. Because getting hit and having to kill them loses time.
Alright, so Dick spawning the Ancient's Jiggy, gonna be making his way over to Gobi now. Stivity making his way over to Tumblar.
Tumblar, another great spelling minigame of this game.
Yeah.
This one steps it up though. Unlike the sandcastle, the word Banjo-Kazooie is no longer spelled on the wall, so you have no reference to what you're supposed to spell, making it exponentially harder.
Alright, Dick's gotta make this beak bomb or he dies again. Manages to get it. He's gonna get knocked by Gobi here though. Oh, he doesn't get knocked by Gobi, nice. Although Dick is gonna have to either use some gold feathers or stay in flight while he picks up his Jiggy. Manages to stay in flight because he's only at 1 health.
So coming up right here is gonna skip this Sploojinjo dance, jumping at the right time of it spawning, which will allow him to jump into the water, and then lands in that whip crack to grab a Mumbo token also while skipping the dance.
Yeah, so you're normally supposed to, like, if you were wanting to get that that Mumbo token, you'd have to, like, either shoot eggs to the whip crack or jump in it with gold feathers, but if you manage to be holding a Jiggy, you can dive beneath it without getting hit. So Stivity inside the church now. He's gonna make sure to grab these couple notes.
So we've got the Mott's Hands game here, where you're supposed to follow Mott's Hands playing the piano and copy what he does. But it's the same pattern every time.
Whoa. It's an organ.
Piano keys are the same every time.
Yeah. The keys on the organ.
So you just gotta memorize the pattern and do it.
Yeah, luckily the Matsen pattern is the same every time, so you don't have to memorize anything different. We're able to just kind of do it without paying attention to what Matsen does. Oh my god. I thought Stiv was going to hit the bottom there. Or Dick, I mean.
Come on.
He did the quick dive with only 1 health. That was scary. Because if you actually get a low enough quick dive, even though the water is filled, you can hit the hot sand beneath the water there and still take damage. So if Dick would have done that, he would have had to redo Gobies all again. So Dick, knowing that he needs about 4 HP to get the rest of the notes, he'll refill on the beehive there. Stivity falling to the bottom of the church. Save some time with the ledge reset. So yeah, we'll be looking at Dick's final time here. So Stivity finished Gobies, or actually Stivity entered MMM at around 57 minutes. So we'll see how much time Dick is behind here.
Stiv here, just collecting the last few notes around the level. Heading to Mumbo to transform to the orange. Except not really, it's a pumpkin.
It's a basketball.
Ah. How could it believe me? Of course, it's a basketball.
So yeah, Dick exiting with a 106 Gobies time. Definitely more than 10 minutes behind his own PB, I'm sure. Yeah, for those of us joining, Dick is really far behind because he died twice in Gobies. The first death wasn't that bad. The second one really was the thing that killed him, that killed the run.
So you have to make sure we broke these windows earlier as BK so we can get into these rooms as the pumpkin. So coming up here, the old route we would be leaving the level. However, a certain Let's Player brought to our attention that doing the well as the pumpkin's not actually that slow. And so I retimed it with some help and it ended up being faster to do the well as the pumpkin.
Yep,
Shout outs to Let's Players.
Yep, looks faster. So Stivity grabbing the last Jiggy, grabbing the last couple of notes in the well here, and will Death Warp on the Whip Cracks to go back to the beginning of the level.
So yeah, to stay as a pumpkin while leaving the level in order to enter here. And for some reason, a Mumbo in here to transform you back. Hit this water switch. Oh, what? Stiv reset.
Oh! Dick is gonna come back!
Is
Dick is gonna come back! This is the comeback! Stiv resets!
Oh shit! Come on, Dick, you can do it.
So, oh man, I don't know what to say here.
I didn't see this coming. Oh wait, he's going back into the game. I guess he wasn't done. He decided to start again.
Huh.
Huh.
I guess he just didn't want to turn back into the pumpkin again.
Yeah.
And then turn back into Banjo to get to that part of the lair. Yeah, so actually, that reset is part of the game route. Yeah, we had to do that joke one more time, because who knows when we'll be able to do it again. Actually, I do know when we'll be able to do it again. I'm sure that we could use the joke at SGDQ, but...
Yeah, so this run will be at SGDQ next week, and actually a week from today. So make sure you also tune into that. Stivitybobo will be running there.
Oh, it is a week from today. Yeah, because it's on July 4th, right?
Yep.
Heck yeah. So if you want to celebrate America by watching the world record holder run some Banjo-Kazooie 100%, make sure you tune in. Cole will actually be giving commentary along with Dickhiskhan and Brad. So should be a really, really good run. It'll be the first time that Banjo has been at
100%.
It'll be the first time that 100% will be run at the GDQ with FFM. So should be pretty exciting.
Agnator will be sitting on the couch behind us.
As will I.
As a bunch of Banjo runners will be. There's a bunch of us that'll be back there, so you'll be able to see all of us supporting Stiv.
Yeah. So Stivity doing a Twinkly skip here. If you destroy the first Twinkly Cruncher and then kind of face the camera away from them, they will still spawn, but their hitboxes won't. So you don't have to escort the Twinklies all the way into the tree. And Stivity going for the blind shot on the switch, lands all 3 eggs.
So Stiv here is gonna do something we like to call YOLO Star. Yeah, precise beak bomb, the slide on the top of this tree through the star, the jump and then ground pound to get 3 really quick go-throughs of the ring.
Heck yeah. Manages to do it perfectly. And the good thing with YOLO Star is even though you get taken out of flight by doing the ground pound, the game registers that there's no way you would be through the star if you weren't already flying, so it puts you back in flight for you. Stiv doing really well on these putts. Or I mean Dick, rather. Keep getting them screwed up. I know. Dick and Stiv, they're both 4-letter names with an I in it. They sound similar, but I'm just being retarded. Alright, so Stivity going in. God dang it, Dick going into Tumblar.
Stiv climbing the Christmas tree.
Man, I can't believe how many people we still got with the reset joke, Cole. It never gets old.
What joke? That wasn't a joke. I was dead serious.
So, Stivity is in the lead right now. Dickhiskhan did die twice in Gobi's Valley. Definite huge loss of time there.
So, Stiv now hitting the snowmen. Have some RNG recoils. Just have to adapt to what recoils you get.
Yep, we will have Wahey hype soon enough with the first Boggy race, where we'll ask everybody to spam Wahey.
Dick doing the Blue Jinjo skip. Gets it. He also gets it.
Gets the jump, and gets the Mumbo token. Takes the hit on the whip crack, but I think he's okay with that.
Now, transforming into the walrus, just what every 15-year-old boy wants to do.
Pretty fun transformation for a little boy like me. Alright, so Stiv is going to collect some notes in the water, as well as this honeycomb, before going over for the first boggy race. And we'll ask the chat to get some wahays going. Alright, so Stiv hops on the sled and he is off. Let's get some wahays, or some wahay 1Ks, if you will. And
spamming that chat.
Stivity is going to what is it called?
It's called right leg strat, even though it's on the left leg.
Right leg strat, even though it's on the left leg. That's right.
So gonna get that stuff around that right leg, that even though it's the left leg. And during the race, so we don't have to go back down there later, saving a few seconds.
Yeah. Heck yeah, we've got some Stivity subs in here, as well as some Dickhiskhan subs, so they're spamming their respective wahay emotes.
Hey.
So yeah, Boggy, really known for rubber banding. As long as you stay behind him, he goes really slow. As long as you stay ahead of him, he'll start to speed up. So Stivity knows that even though he's like right behind him right now, he's going to pick up some more resources before actually beating him at the very end.
Yeah, so the race is all routed out so you can grab certain stuff to keep Boggy where you want him to be.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't start missing things or missing gates, the should be pretty smooth and easy.
Alright, so luckily that's all we have to do is the walrus. We just have to do the first boggy race. So we're going to make our way back over and de-transform. Ooh.
Oh.
Dick missing the antenna. Or the weather veil, rather. Alright, and now Stivity is going to be climbing all the way up the scarf to get a bunch of notes, as well as the last couple of Christmas presents for the kids.
Dick now transforming into his orange emote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stiv has a more than 10-minute lead on Dickhiskhan right now, due to 2 deaths in Gobi's Valley. But, again, this is Banjo-Kazooie. Anything could happen. You know, Stivity could decide after Freeze Easy Peak that he wants to do some Bottles bonus puzzles. Could go back to Spiral Mountain and... Alright, so Dick with the pumpkin is going to be making his way into the toilet. Into Lago. And Stivity is going to be doing a really cool beak bomb over to the igloo here. It's actually a good question. If Dick already got the Clankers Jiggy, is it faster not to reset? I still don't think it is, but maybe it is. I'm not sure. That's a great question. That's something I don't know.
Should never come up, so it doesn't matter.
That is, it's very true that it doesn't matter, since it should never come up, but I'm wondering if timing-wise it is faster.
Well, he already opened the cauldron, so he already lost time anyways. So we might as well use the cauldron.
Oh, he did free the pink one. All right, so Stivity joining the second boggy race now, so we can get some more wahays in the chat. Some more wahay 1Ks. Going for left leg now, even though it's
That's actually the
right leg. Oh, that's the Vile song. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Whoa! Stiv jumping behind the house to pick up the green Jinja there. So Dick exiting MMM now. Still just about a level behind.
Boggy really starts the rubber band here. Gotta stay in front of him.
And he does. He gets a nice push. So we'll see here. And he's thinking about it. Oh, he does reset. Okay.
Wow. He quitting again?
He was really thinking about it. He's really thinking about continuing, but you know what? I just don't feel like he wants to keep going, so he hits that reset button, and I guess Dickhiskhan is going to be out of the race now.
Dang.
So, pretty uneventful final race, guys. And, looks like, Dick is going to re-enter the file. Okay.
Dang.
So,
got me again.
Yeah, both players just kind of trolling, I guess.
So Stiv there, if you in Talon Trot hit the cold water, you sort of sink to the bottom. That allows you to get into that tunnel, getting to that honeycomb. And death warping right after it, finishing Freeze Easy Peak.
Yeah, so the Xbox version of this game, while it is a faster platform to for the game to run on, the Xbox version doesn't have text skipping. So all the text that we skip in Banjo-Kazooie, you have to actually like press A and hold through that. So it gets really long.
You get to watch 8 minutes and something seconds worth of text.
Yeah. The game runs a bit smoother. Graphics are a bit updated, but yeah, other than that, it is a slower version to run on. All right, so Stivity is done with kind of the mid-game section of Banjo-Kazooie, so we're going to see him head on into the harder levels. We got Rusty Bucket Bay coming up, as well as Click Clock Wood. Rusty Bucket Bay, often called the casual player's hardest level because of Engine Room. And it did give Stivity some trouble even during his last race against Arb. So we'll see how he manages to get through Engine Room this time around. So Dick also going for YOLO Star here. Gets it? Oh no, he doesn't get it. I guess he missed the second one. He just ground pounded a little bit too early, I think. That one goes through.
Stiv entering Rusty Bucket Bay here.
I'm gonna go into the first porthole to grab some collectibles before he goes into engine room.
The good thing about this Rusty Bucket Bay route is that engine room is one of the first things you do, so if you do die, not that big of a time loss.
That's correct.
So engine room here, it can be hard. It's just a bunch of spinning platforms, fan blades.
Yeah, now normally you're supposed to slow down these fan blades before you come in here, but we have a way to kind of take damage and recoil off the fan blades and then use your invulnerability frames from getting hit off to jump through them. So we'll see Stiv deciding not to go for the Dickhiskhan time save. Manages to get through without getting double tapped.
And Stiv makes it through engine room.
And now we'll see him try to get the engine room wall clip, where you can just kind of phase Banjo through this wall if you rub up against it.
There's a little seam there between the wall and the window. Just walk right through.
Dick missing the snowman once. And yeah, Stiv manages to get through the wall pretty quickly there. Only took him about 5 seconds on the clock. So quick diving into the water there, so that you don't have to dive down to get the Jinjo. We'll see Dick try to beak bomb into Mumbo's hut here. Save a little bit more time. And it looks like he's going to make it. Nice. Stivity doing his best to grab this stuff underwater before he runs out of air, because the water in Rusty Bucket Bay is like all oily, so you do lose air twice as fast while you're swimming in it.
And you also lose air even on the surface.
Yes.
So he's gonna try for a slope reset there to make it all the way across the Talon Trot.
Gets it. And now he'll be going for Boss Boombox skip.
Dick successfully transforms into a walrus onto his first boggy race.
Alright, so we'll have some wahays pretty soon.
So if you fall in here and shoot eggs at Boss Boombox, it'll trigger the fight without the Jiggy disappearing.
Woo! And he even gets the frame perfect skip.
So you can also skip a Jiggy dance if you get damage on the exact same frame as you pick it up. And so if you time that right, it's really hard. You can jump into Boss Boombox and grab the Jiggy at the same time. It skips that dance.
Yeah, you don't see that too often, but it does happen now and again. So he's making his way through the blue boxes now.
What?
Dick, whew, Dick cutting it really close there on the boggy race.
So this is the Champa room where you have to do some precise jumps, get the notes without getting hit by the Champas.
Huh, that was really weird there, Cole. I don't know if you saw that, but Waza gave the "few it's safe for me to come out" text box there when he passed by with the walrus. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was weird.
That can happen.
All right, Stivity making his way up the second crane. He's going to be going for a lifeboat jump here. Trying to get over to the ship a little bit faster. Oh, he's not going to go for lifeboat jumps. Just playing it safe.
He's just going to trigger Brad by doing these quick climbs.
Yeah, I think he did like 5 or 6 in a row there.
It's really hard to do those. Those are frame perfect. And if you mess them up, you actually lose time climbing the ladder.
And they only save, is it a fifth of a second, I think Brad said?
Yeah, so it's not really worth it to go for him.
And yet,
Steve's going to do them anyway.
Stiv goes for 5 or 6 in a row, because why not? I'm confused by the question, what's the chance they could agree to redo the final? Under what circumstances would they ever agree to redo the final?
So Steve zooms in the camera on top of the level here to reduce some lag. So they're gonna type in this code here, which is written on the side of the rusty bucket. Same code every run, so just another thing to memorize.
All right, Stivity making his way into the nav room. Nav room has been known for sometimes soft locking on the player, but Stivity manages to avoid it. Nice jump by Stiv.
Steve here entering the anchor room. It has a bunch of enemies like these champas, and it's got the sailors that are hiding in the corners with these notes that love to get in your way.
A lot of runners dying in anchor room before.
Not even their fault some of the time. You just can't even see them coming.
Yep.
So there, the anchor just went right through Snorkel. Snorkel's an immortal god.
Rest in peace, Dolphin. All right, Dick finishing up the second Wahey. This is the final Wahey 1K of the BK tournament. And Stiv knocking Snacker away so that he can get this 10th Jiggy Dance reset there. If you actually collect the Jiggy on top of the buoy when the buoy's at its lowest point, the game believes you're in the water, so it gives you
Actually,
dance skip.
it's just if you jump from out of the water and touch the Jiggy without touching land, it still
Oh,
thinks
really?
you're
Is
in
that
the
what
water.
it is? I gotcha.
You can do the same thing on the one in Mumbo's Mountain.
All right, so Stivity death warping out of RBB and Dick death warping out of Freezeezy Peak. So Stivity manages to hold his own against the engine room there. So really the only thing we have left is Click Clock Wood and Granny Sprint is fun.
It collects the eye Jiggy in flight.
Gets the beak bomb through the tunnel.
Ooh, Stiv taking some extra damage on those cracks. Gets leaf jump first try. So now Stiv's gonna take this orange cauldron that we activated a lot earlier in the run, so we can quickly get back down to the
Oh, what? Did you just see that? I think he bounced off the guy's head.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Click Clock Wood, another very long level of the game.
It's a long level because level's split into 4 different sections. Got this tree that go through 4 different times: spring, summer, fall, and winter, and it's just different in each area with different collectibles to go through. So it just makes it one long level. And when climbing the tree, it's really easy to fall off the top and just die in any of the seasons, or just fall off in general, then take an extra minute to climb back up.
Yeah.
So deaths in this level are super significant. Also a bunch of cool tricks that we'll be doing in this level also.
Yeah. All right, so Dick is making his way over to the engine room now. We'll see if he goes through it in Town Try.
Go off his hot setup.
All right, so he gets the camera adjust, gets double tapped and stays on past the first.
And he makes it through.
Makes it through the second one. Good on Dick. Now he's just got to get through the engine room wall. Wow, almost clips instantly there. That was really fast.
So during these seasons, we have to take care of this baby bird.
Because its parents abandoned him in a nest all alone.
We've got to take care of him.
Feed him worms.
And then another thing that we have to do across seasons is
Plant this
plant
flower.
this flower, make it grow. So right here, we're gonna show off an instance of getting hit in the cutscene, allowing us to move. And just move a little bit further. Make it over here. And so what we're gonna do here, clip, so we can get stuck on this platform, build up vertical velocity to fall down, and void. And in this game, voiding is different than a death. So if you void, it'll just bring you to the start of the level, but you will not lose any progress in the level. So it's very convenient, especially in Hawkwood. It'll just bring us back to the middle and we head off to the next season.
All right, so Dick not quite skipping Boss Box there, but still manages to do a quicker grab than actually defeating Boss Box. All right, and for all those who are crying cannibal abuse, that will be the last time we hit Dovie, so...
He deserves it, though. He deserves it so much that he gets locked up in jail in Tui.
All right, so Stivity's got to reclimb the tree here. He's got to go a little bit more of a trickier way because he's going to climb up these summer leaves. Luckily, the summer leaves are really large, so he's got some room to jump on them with Talon Try. But it's obviously still harder than jumping up the actual tree.
Oh, it's faster.
It is faster.
Here we have Treehouse Jump, which is a blind jump. It's pretty precise.
Towards that corner. Man. And sometimes it is possible to grab the Jiggy and fall all the way down. And that's a rip.
Oh, we've got the summer Arblitter there. It's being in the way. So we gotta feed these worms the Irie. He'll just fall asleep until the next season. Man, I wish I could fall asleep for that long.
For a whole season. It's an eagle that's also a bear.
Yeah, eat once per season and then sleep until the next.
Yep.
What a life.
Alright, so Stivity making it out of summer now. Has 3 more seasons to go, technically, because we have to go back into spring.
So fall here, it's the longest season because where most of the notes are. Gotta be 10 worms this time. So, in Clockwood, Mumbo only transforms you in spring. You can go into his skull in the other ones, but he doesn't do anything. This gives you a text box and tells you basically to get out.
Yeah, like in summer, he is sunbathing in his house, oddly enough. In fall, he's raking up the leaves, as you just saw. And in winter, he's not even there. Nobody knows where he is. But where was Mumbo?
Not in Witchy World.
Alright, so Dick's going to be making his way over to the engine room. Or over to the anchor room, rather. He's already gotten through engine room. So still, again, just about 10 to 12 minutes behind Stivity. It's really going to take something drastic for this game to come close.
So as you see here, Stiv's not hitting Gobi and not watering the flower. This is all for a glitch that we'll be seeing in spring too. And we'll explain it then. Because usually you're supposed to hit Gobi and get that Jiggy right now.
So Stivity making sure that he's going in and out of these rooms in Clockwood because he's got to collect 10 worms to feed Irie in this season before Irie will give us a Jiggy in winter. Dick collecting the Dolphin Jiggy. Stiv's got to make sure not to fall off the tree because that would be more time lost than he does not need. Buzz Bomb in a bad position there on the bridge, so he's got to swat him down with a rat-a-tat-rat.
Just to make sure.
Yeah. That Buzz Bomb has killed a lot of people's runs.
So these acorns here, you gotta collect, have some really bad hitboxes. You have to basically go through the exact center of them or Banjo won't pick them up.
Yeah, and we are going to feed those acorns to Nabnuts. That is not Clanker. That's Nabnuts. Different squirrel. Respect the lore.
Div misses that acorn there.
So he's got to go back up for this third acorn. He's going to grab this one down here on the ramp really quick.
Like I said, they have some bad hitboxes.
Yeah. There we go. Gets it that time. Alright, so we feed Nabnuts. He gives us a Jiggy. And now we gotta feed one more woodland creature. We gotta go over and feed the bird.
Hey, we're feeding everything at this level.
Yep.
Why can't they take care of themselves? What would they do if Banjo wasn't here to take care of them?
Great question. Dick getting leaf jump on the first try. Saves about 5 seconds.
There's this worm right behind Eerie here, but he's too big of a baby to even just turn around and eat the worm behind him. He has to be fed.
All right, so Irie says he's got to go to sleep now. So he's going to sleep until winter. We'll see him again then. And I don't know, Cole, unless Stiv really botches this winter, I think Stiv pretty much has this in the bag. PB is pretty much guaranteed at this point.
I don't know about PB. Like 40 seconds behind.
Both players making sure they talk to Brentilda.
Stiv did not talk to Brentilda.
Oh, Stiv did not? Interesting.
Speaking of Brentilda, in Furnace Fun, there are things that are called grunty squares, where they are questions that give grunty trivia, and these grunty trivia is random per game file. There is 255 possible patterns that these questions could be in, and so we can actually figure out what pattern our file has by talking to Brentilda, so we can get some of the answers, and then also answering some of them on Furnace Fun. So we have this handy calculator that the runners use, so it can narrow down what patterns we have, helping them answer the questions since they are RNG.
Wow, literally tool assisted.
Literally.
So Stiv in winter, Dick about to enter spring here. Stivity's got to be really careful on these branches. Manages to get onto them as thin as they are. And now we're going to go up to Irie, who is now a big old eagle, who thanks us for feeding him, for keeping him alive.
Without us, he would have died.
And as a reward, he poops out a Jiggy.
Oh, and Stiv actually messes up grabbing the Jiggy there. He is able to turn around and get it.
Grabs it though, so that he can stay in flight for this top Jiggy.
Gonna fall down. Poop an egg at this window to enter it. He's gonna try not to die here. It's a really hard room here. There's a person named Jimmy who died in this room in winter.
Yeah, press F in the chat to pay respects to Jimmy.
So right here, we are actually gonna fly up against this wall, lean back, and beak bomb. There's a weak seam here, and we can just, if you angle yourself right, you can just beak bomb straight through the wall, out of bounds. They get the naughties here.
There you go. Stiv manages to get both the collectibles. He's got to do one more beak bomb to get out of naughties up here against the fireplace.
And he gets
looks
it.
Good. Nice.
And so this skips having to swim all the way over there and then swim all the way back out. And it also skips the Jiggy dance.
Yep.
We're now on to Spring 2.
Dick getting spring clip really quickly.
So Spring 2, as we were talking about earlier, we didn't grow that flower. But there is a glitch allowing you to shoot more eggs into the flower in spring if you come back. And it'll grow again and spawn the Jiggy. However, the game doesn't want to spawn the Jiggy in spring because it's not supposed to, so the game will actually soft lock the camera once that Jiggy is spawned.
Yeah, the good news here about the soft lock, though, is that with a couple setups, the player can actually unlock the soft lock, if you will, by going into Mumbo's hut.
Well, if you get damaged like we did, we can now travel over to Mumbo's during this camera lock. Yeah, and they're navigating using the sound of jumping.
So, pretty soon we should be able to see. There you go. Stivity manages to get into Mumbo's. Alright, so Stivity is going to collect this last level Jiggy here with collecting the last Jinjo. And then he'll be collecting the last Jiggy in the game shortly after he exits Hawkwood. And then he'll be on his way to Furnace Fun. Gets a really nice hive clip there with the bee. So now that Stivity has all 900 notes and all 100 Jiggies and all 24 honeycombs, the only thing he has left to do is cross Grunny's Furnace Fun and beat the final boss. So as long as he gets good RNG and doesn't screw up Furnace Fun skip, really there's really nothing else that can go wrong.
So Grunny's Furnace Fun. This is a fun mini game that it's all trivia questions. So these blue squares have general game knowledge. The eye squares have picture questions where you have to guess where that's from. The note squares, the green ones, have sound questions. The Joker squares have any random question. And then you also get a Joker card from them, which you can skip a square with. And there are the Grunny squares that have Grunny trivia that are random per file. Then there is the timer squares, which are mini games, and we're going to be skipping all of those. And then there are the death squares that have a skull, that if you get the question wrong, it'll fling you off the board in a direction.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
those can also be any type of question, like the Grunny question. So we're hoping that we get no Grunny questions on the death squares.
So Stivity's missed 3 Grunny questions in a row now. Hopefully using the calculator to kind of limit the answers there. He's missed 4 in a row now. Finally gets it. So Dick's got to be really careful. Top of summer with only 1 health left. Yeah, and I do believe that as soon as Stivity finishes, we'll pull him in for an interview just to kind of talk to him about the race and about the tournament in general. Maybe ask him a couple questions about how SGDQ is going to go, or what he's nervous for, excited for, etc. And then I do think we're going to transition almost immediately over to Majora's. I know that that was supposed to happen immediately after this, so... If you're down to watch some Majora's, then that'll be coming up right after this, yeah.
So, you may be wondering, where is Stiv going? Why is he going this way? Well, you see, there is a skip the Furnace Fun that skips half the board and the fake credits. On 2 of the death squares, if you stand in a certain spot on them, get the question wrong, it'll fling you in just the right way that you'll land back on the board. Since the game thinks you're dead, board's deactivated and all the invisible walls are gone, allowing you to just walk right to the end.
So Stivity gets the question wrong, but the game board keeps him on. So the game board is registered that he's already dead, so it deactivates all the squares. However, he's able to just walk all the way to the end and jump up into Grunny's tower. So this is really all that there is left for the the Banjo-Kazooie race.
Finals are almost over, guys.
Yeah, Stiv deciding not to go for dog skip there.
Dang.
And he's going to fight Gruntilda and bring this race to a head.
But we have to open this note door to refill eggs because we use a whole lot of eggs during this fight.
Yeah, we use more eggs than we do feathers, so.
So in these phases, you just gotta shoot eggs at Grunny. Get multiple hits on that first phase there. Finish it early. This one, she flies around. You just gotta shoot some eggs on the side.
Yep, he's gonna do it again. Dick's still at 1 HP, playing really risky biscuit strats over here in Hawkwood. Stiv now going up for the beak bombs. Gets the first one. Gets the second one. Usually if you get the first two, you're in the money. Yep. Gets the third one, and then the third one is really easy to hit because she spends so much time throwing fireballs. And now Stivity will be going for the Jinjo cutscene skip, where he's going to try to poop eggs that will bounce into the statue as it's spawning.
I'll overlap some cutscenes, saving 10 seconds.
Looking pretty good there. 1, 2, 3, gets it.
However,
Nice.
by doing this, there's a small chance that it just randomly can soft lock. And it has been known that the kill runs. But Stiv's fine. Doesn't get it.
Stiv does not get the soft lock, so all he's got left is Jinjo-nator. And that should be it.
We're now on the last phase. Ooh!
So Dick almost died. Thank God he caught the flutter before it was too late. He went down the really steep acorn ramp and just had a little too much momentum. So Stiv not too bad, just about a minute off of world record here. And Dick gets knocked off again.
So just gotta poop 5 eggs into each side of Jinjo-nator here.
All right, and Stiv finishes with a 2:04.07. GG.
GG, everyone.
Yeah, less than a minute off of his world record. Pretty solid paced run for Stiv, and yeah, got to give it to the winner of the Banjo-Kazooie 100% tournament. Good job, Stivity.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good stuff. So, is that a race PB? I'm not sure that it is. I don't think it is, actually. So, congratulations, Stiv, on a good job, well done. Just very minimal mistakes throughout the whole run. Really good pace, really solid movement, and I think that's his best time in the tournament so far. I think that's been his best time, so not a bad way to go out. Man, and Dickhiskhan is still alive.
Somehow.
Although I think he's just about done here.
Yeah, you know Stiv is finished.
Yeah, so looks like Dick is done.
Oh.
So. All right, so good job, Stiv, on winning. If Stiv wants to join us in the call for post-game interview, or just to ask about the tournament in general, or ask about SGDQ, might be able to pull him in here before we transfer you guys over for some Majora's Mask.
Just to remind everybody that SGDQ is next week, and Banjo will be ran at SGDQ by Stivitybobo.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of the Banjo community there, so come and watch on twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. July 4th. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come support Stivity. Yeah. If you're interested in learning how to run the game yourself, you're free to message either myself or I'm sure Captain Cole. We can direct you to the Banjo-Kazooie Discord if you're interested in running the game. Thank you again to Feasel for organizing the entire tournament for us.
Thank you very much.
It's really been a lot of fun. We don't get a lot of people who interact with our community very often, so it's always really fun when we get to kind of make things a little bit more official and, I don't know, just kind of have a platform to showcase our game, showcase our community. So thank you again for that, Feasel. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, GG again. Great finals. Good race, Stiv. Good race, Dick.
Congrats to all the runners who participated. Thank you all for giving us some great entertainment.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun for the last couple of months. So, yeah. With that being said, I don't know. We don't have either runner joining the call. I'm wondering if they want to or don't want to. Not sure. But if not, if this is all we get, thank you guys for watching the grand finals. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
I've asked Stiv wanted to join, but he hasn't responded.
All right, yeah. Feasel says they're both on their way, so we'll have both of them in the call very shortly. I think we have about 10 minutes before it starts anyways. Hey, Stiv.
Hey.
Yo.
Congrats on the
Congratulations.
win.
Thank you.
Congrats on a nice race time. Less than a minute off your PB.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
It was a decent run, aside from the completely awful RNG.
Bad furnace spawn.
Yeah.
That and like, oh my god, like, little spots all throughout the run. The RNG is just abysmal.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. Muty snippets.
Oh my god, yeah.
Bad.
I swear, every clucker in Hawkwood was coming out at like turtle's pace. I almost like died when I was trying to hit the winner switch like twice.
Yeah.
But everything else seemed to go pretty well.
Yeah, congrats on winning the entire tournament.
Thank you.
What was your opinion about this tournament? Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good idea. You know, I'm glad Feasel came up with the idea and gave the community more exposure. So it was fun. But it sucks that Dick got screwed over in Dovie's.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You
It
know,
can
it's
always
just
be
this
kind of a
game.
bummer, but that's the game.
It's
Yeah.
just how this game always goes. It's
Yep.
so easy to die.
What happened? He died twice or something?
Yeah.
So he had a little trouble with Gobi Clip, and then after that he missed a beak bomb through the ring, and I think he landed in the sand, and he had just had enough. He actually turned off his N64 for a period of time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So
That's rough.
Stiv, you're gonna
Yeah.
be running Hundo at SGDQ in a week. How are you
That
feeling
is
about
right.
that? You excited, nervous? What's there for you?
I'm excited. You know, as always, there's some nerves, but I've done it multiple times already, so it shouldn't be too bad. I just hope I don't get like really screwed over or make some really bad mistake.
If you just have a run as well as you did right now, you'll be fine.
Yeah, even
absolutely.
if that's fine. You know, 204, less than a minute under PB.
Yeah,
That'd
pretty
always
sick.
be good. So, see what happens. It's coming up.
Yeah, I think we'll have a lot of fun. Well, we'll be there to support you, and I'm sure that plenty of other people who watched you today will be there in spirits to support you as well. So just know you've got a lot of backup.
All right. Well, I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. So with that, thanks again, Stiv, for the interview, and thanks again, Feasel, for hosting the tournament. I think we're going to go ahead and send you guys out of here. I know that Feasel's planning to get this Majora's Mask underway on this channel here pretty soon. So just a big shout out to everybody who watched the grand finals today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Again, if you want any more information about the Banjo-Kazooie community, you're more than welcome to seek us out, message us. We'll get you in the Discord. We'll get you...
Or just
we'll
check
get
out
you-
our speedrun.com page.
Yeah, or you can do that too. Yeah,
/BK.
absolutely. Yeah, we'll get you in there and we'll get you ready to
Hey,
get
it's
you ready
me.
to hang out. Hey, what's up, Dick?
Yo.
Just you know, just chilling.
Chillin'. Yeah, dude. Banjo-Kazooie. What a game,
What a-
am I right?
Hey, well, at least
What a
Steve got
game.
like at least Steve got like a 204. I would have been more choked if he got like a 208, and I had all
Yeah.
that unfortunate stuff. But since
Yeah.
he got a 204, it's like I just wish it could have been more entertaining to watch because you know the tournament's been really fun and really some of the races have been really awesome. And
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
hoping that like the last one would be good, and I feel kind of bad that I kind of like. I'm glad I kept it going though. You know.
Yeah, in a way, I feel like, there's no safety net for this game, like the runners are going to play to the best of their ability, and sometimes the game gives it to them, sometimes it doesn't. It just sucks that it happened during the grand finals, but
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
could have happened to Stiv too. Like it could have happened to either
yeah,
of us.
exactly. Like it could have been exactly the flip-flop. So no worries. Don't take it on yourself, man. So
I mean, I
Yeah.
was just happy to make it to the finals, anyways. That's all
yeah,
I care about.
absolutely. Yeah. You had to fight your way through the runners as well. So good on you for getting second place. I'm sure that's a good thing to take home out of this tournament.
Mhm.
We were asking Stiv about his opinion on the tournament. What did you think about it, Dick?
Oh, I thought it was really, really fun. I was always excited that there was so many people doing banjo races, all the time. It's really fun to watch. Especially
Really
like in a
jump
tournament
started the
setting.
community again.
Yeah. Nice to have
brought a couple newer runners.
well, there were some forfeits here and there. It was really nice that it was like it was kind of like a setting where we would finish races no matter what happened, and that made for some exciting endings. Like me and Not Davey in the quarterfinals was a really exciting one, and there was some
Yeah,
other really
absolutely.
close ones.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks, Stiv and Dick. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining the call for the interview.
Yep.
And I think Majora's in 5 minutes, so I'm sure we'll go ahead and dip so that Feasel can get everything set up as he needs to.
All right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
See you guys later.
Any last
Bye.
words? And then we're out of here. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you at SGDQ.
See you there.